Hey there, so today we're going to take a look back at an old but fun operating system. Let's begin. So before we begin, let's take a look at the computer we are working with. So at first glance, it just looks like a really old computer, but it was a 2004 Best Buy of the Year, and it had a DVD plus and minus burner, mobile AMD Athlon XP M2200 Plus with Power Now technology, a Microsoft Windows XP Home, 512 megabytes DDR 80 gigabyte hard drive, wireless 802.11G, 12.1 inch high resolution XGA LCD, 1 inch thin and 4.3 pound light. So this isn't the lightest computer, but it has some pretty cool features. It has that Windows XP pinball. And it has some pretty swanky features because this, I was using it, set it up and everything, is still pretty fast. So, it is loud, so we're going to look at it turning on. Now, once it does turn on, it actually is it is quieter. But this company, Vivitar, I think is how you pronounce it, is discontinued, so you can't find these computers anymore. If we do run a benchmark though, if we even can, you're going to find that it's not the most, that's not the powerful computer at all, but it goes really fast. So, the whole thing about this is, it's so old that the only way to connect to some websites is by plugging it into your Wi-Fi box through the Ethernet cable, and then you can access some websites. But other than that, you click the username, and you can't even access some of the websites. Ah, that Windows startup. Yeah. So, let's actually take a look at what this computer looks like on the inside. It is your traditional Windows XP where you do have... I did not click it twice. Did it just freeze up? Oh no. This is the first time it did that. So you go to games, and this is what you have. I spent like an hour and a half yesterday just playing this game. Ah, those cheats. That's all I really cared about, was just getting this game. But other than that, it does have this computer from the person I got it from has a great battery still. Everything's in perfect condition, other than the fact that he wrote some stuff in the back for probably himself or for someone else who gets it. But if you're having trouble connecting, so it doesn't really have the greatest connection, but when you do plug it in, it does sort of work. So, other than that, it does have the accessories. It has a cool amount of things that you can do. It has Microsoft Works, antivirus. There's a ton of stuff that you have on this thing. So you can do, the keyboard is a little bit small. So let's open up Notepad. Okay, I really did that wrong. So I can't get used to the keyboard on this thing because it's a lot smaller. Yeah, it's a lot harder, but it does have some cool features. So the Wi-Fi card doesn't work in this computer too well. You have to plug it in through this port over here, which connects you to the internet through a DSL. It does have a display output port. It has a good amount of features. The battery is pretty long. It has a DVD burner, 3 USB ports, an 80K card drive, 500 megabyte of RAM. Let's go over here. It's like for 480 megabytes of RAM for some reason. So for having a computer like this, it's pretty cool to see how we have come. We've come from this traditional look to our new look where we have squares all throughout. We can search down here. There's a ton more things we can do. But I don't know, it's just cool to see where we came to where we are and what the performance was at the time to what the performance is now. If you compare the two, you open up an app on both of them. Let's say open up Pinball. I was running it on my new computer, and I got on the frames per second. It said 117 frames per second. It's so cool to see how far we've gone. On this computer, we probably get like 40, 50 frames per second. I don't even know. It's just so cool to see where we've... I don't want internet backgammon. I've never even seen that before. Oh, I've played... This brings me back so much. Okay, is the volume down all the way? Okay, so there are so many things you can do over here. So it's just so cool. You get all this features. You get old Windows Media Player. You get good amount of sound. And it was really cool to see. You had computers that came from being this thick, Windows XP in it, so like, no, there were bugs, but they were worked out, it was fixed, everything. So to coming out to be thinner, battery lasting longer, it was just so cool it's just so cool to revisit Windows XP and be able to see how far we have come within the year. Like, everything, just look at this. Everything is much different now. It's so cool. You don't barely get any crashes, if any at all, on the new one. This one you get a couple crashes. You can open up some of the options here. Properties, compatibility. You can open it up. You can do a ton of things. So I got over here. It just crashed. It's funny. As you can see, it just crashed. You can press the... There's just so much you can do. It's just so cool to just revisit. I have... When I got this, I just had so much fun just looking at this for the first time. I mean, I really don't even know. It was just so fun.